Hello and welcome to the house of Valentina. I'm Valentina and my husband Jack and we are up to some holiday spirit and good mood.
I know.
Oh my gosh, I can't even talk. I'm so excited.
I know, I'm so
We're putting
excited.
up the tree, people. We're putting up the tree.
One of many.
Yes, I'm so excited. It's finally the holiday season.
Finally.
And we're sitting here. We literally just got this incredible tree. This is from Balsam Hill. They have utterly hooked us up with the most incredible Christmas tree. This baby is 9 feet.
9 feet. It was incredible.
Yeah, we haven't even had time to unfluff it or anything. And
So it has tags on it.
It does. I mean, first of all, it's gorgeous, even just straight out of the box.
Yeah.
But we were sitting here pulling it out of the box and getting it all ready, and we were chatting about the mistakes that we see other people make with their Christmas trees, mistakes that we've made ourselves, and we thought we would share with you some of our tips and tricks on what you can do with your Christmas tree.
We used to have real trees until one year, I literally could not stop sneezing and running eyes, and we're like, oh, I think I'm allergic. So ever since then, they've been banned and we've gone to faux.
Yeah, but it is nice that he's not, laying down on the sofa dying.
It is nice for me.
And can actually breathe on Christmas morning.
That's a novel concept. We hope you guys love these tips. We have so many more videos like this coming out soon, along with home tours and all kinds of fun stuff. So make sure you hit subscribe, give us a thumbs up so you can be notified every time we release something new.
And don't forget that we do have Christmas holiday playlist from the last couple years that you can also go back and check out if you want to get more holiday decor tips right now before we even get to the ones we've got coming out for this year. Let's jump into today's video, shall we? I feel like we kind of learned this lesson the hard way. You really want to make sure to scale your tree to the space that you're putting it in. Think of like Clark Griswold with that big
all I can think of is
tree.
Christmas Vacation, where he has to chop the top off to even get it in the room.
And he's like dragging it in.
And then he opens it up and the whole room's gone because it's so big.
I love it. It's such a good scene. It just makes me so happy and I cannot wait to watch that movie for the first time this season. But measuring out your space and the tree is really important. And I feel like so many of us tend to measure the height, but not the width. And I think that those things are really, really important because a lot of us will think, oh, well, I have a 10-foot ceiling, so I can get a 9-foot tree, when actually if you're gonna put a star on top, or we have 10-foot ceilings and this is a 9-foot tree and it still would be too tall. So you really need to measure it out. You need to think about whether you're gonna be putting something on top. I really think that a Christmas tree needs room around it to breathe. I don't think you should ever try to max out your space. So if you have 10-foot ceilings, I personally wouldn't go any higher than a 7-foot tree. 8 if you're really trying to push it, but not really, because you don't want it to feel like it's gonna be touching the ceiling.
Yeah.
You also don't want it to be too underwhelming. We are definitely guilty of that, especially when we lived overseas. It was really hard for us to get Christmas trees in the first place.
Yeah, apparently everyone in Europe who's ever made a fake tree watched Charlie Brown and they think, oh, that's how they do it.
Yeah.
So they're all these like tiny little trees, little baby trees. And it was really, really hard when you have a good 9-foot ceiling to have a 3-foot tree.
Yeah, so we have had little tips and tricks that we've done over the years. The last Christmas that we were there, we even put it on a table to try to make it feel more significant. And then we were like, we just need to go get a real tree.
Yeah, or another table.
I think that it's really important to buy a tree that's actually pretty and actually looks real. And I know that that seems obvious, but I feel like Home Depot, Target, they sell a lot of really ugly Christmas trees. And when we go in at the end of the season, they're sold out. So somebody bought the ugly tree. So it can't be, I know I'm being a little bit feisty, but the truth of the matter is that we tend to go on auto mode. We just walk in and we let somebody else pre-decide what tree is gonna look best in our space and in our home.
Yeah.
And trees are a purchase, especially if you're buying an artificial tree, this is gonna be a long-term thing that you purchase for your home. The reason that I loved this Balsam Hill, first of all, I mean, they're not paying me to say this. This isn't an ad. I just absolutely love their trees. I think that they have one of the most real looking options out there. And they have all different varieties. This is the Nordman fir, and I love this one because it looks just like the trees that we did get while we lived in Denmark. And I just love that it had that European look to it. Once we finish fluffing it, you're really gonna get to see it. But I'm doing this on purpose. It's a little bit of like, we're like self-depreciating ourselves
like
momentarily.
Wearing the ugly sweater, talking about fashion.
Yeah, we're doing this a little bit on purpose because we wanna show you that it doesn't arrive fluffed, and we're gonna make it look even better. So even up here, you're not getting the full effect of the tree, and by the end of the video, we'll show you how it all turns out. But those sort of things are really important. So the way that there's space up above, this one it literally looks like a tree inside. I mean,
yeah, it really
I'll get
does.
you to get a close-up shot.
The bark is amazing.
It literally has bark on it. I mean, if I didn't know any better, I would think that this was actually a real tree.
It comes with 2 living chipmunks in it who run around, so it really does feel authentic.
Thankfully, it doesn't come with those. So let's chat about the whole thing, like pre-lit and unlit, because
now you're treading on guy territory here.
And I am. It's not just guys; it's the people who are interested in putting the lights on.
I love putting the lights on.
I hate putting the lights on. I hate it.
And I've been anti-light, anti-pre-lit for a very long time.
I'm anti-pre-lit, and I hate putting lights on. So we've definitely usually purchased ones without the lights, and the reason why is that sometimes the lights go out, and then you've got a bunch of stuff all over them, and you can't replace the bulbs and all that.
I like to put a lot of lights on the tree.
You really? You mean when we can see it from space? Maybe that might,
I know, it's the 8th wonder of the world.
This guy, total Clark Griswold.
Total
he overloads them. So I think they've pre-lit this one really, really well. And what I liked about this is that it does come with the extra bulbs so that we can replace them. I'm assuming that at some point they will burn out, but these are an LED, so they're supposed to last a really, really, really long time. But I think buying from a bigger company that's gonna be around for years is also really helpful, because if you buy just from some random brand while you're out at the store, you may not be able to find the replacement bulbs for those.
Okay, so I do have one bonus question that you don't even know I'm gonna ask.
Oh boy.
It's one of the great debates of the world. That is white lights or multicolored?
Oh, no, no.
Down below in the comments, let us know.
Oh,
let us know which one you love, white lights or multicolored. I'm just trying to know.
I'm assuming that we're both team white.
Obviously.
If I die, are you gonna buy multicolored?
Yeah, if you die, I'm getting a Corvette and multicolored lights.
That is so random. What's up with the Corvette?
I don't know, I just made that up.
Okay, well, I think that the white light definitely, I like the yellow kind of glow that this one has. It doesn't feel too blue. Some of them can be very blue. I don't personally love that look. I think that white, not multicolored.
I'm not doing multicolored.
Looks the best because it just is classic and timeless. I think this may actually have an option where you could change the color.
Really?
I would never use it. I didn't even look to see if it had
Maybe there's
the option.
an app.
You better hope not.
Voice activated.
No, stop. The next thing that you really want to do is to choose a theme. So we have not gotten started with our decorating yet, but that is because we're waiting on some stuff to arrive, because I have chosen, I want to do something very minimal, something that's very natural. I have my own
We've already done the minimal part.
Yes. Well, there won't be that much on it because I've come up with my own theme, and I think that having a theme will help your tree feel really cohesive. So think about the style of your home, think about the Christmas decor that you have, think about the colors in the room, and come up with a theme that will really enhance the room so that the tree doesn't feel like it's been superimposed on the rest of your room. You don't want it to feel like it was something that happened to your room. You want it to feel like it was always there and that the room was designed together.
Yeah.
Because some of us actually do design rooms with a tree in them, but I don't expect most people to do that. I don't know who that would be. I really really wish that there was someone else I could pass this off to, because I really just don't enjoy fluffing, to be perfectly honest. I find it to be slightly irritating actually, but it is necessary if you want your tree to look nice, because otherwise it just kind of has like these weird holes in it.
Yeah.
And my mom always taught me that the way that you should fluff is to create a 5-point star sticking straight out. I personally don't like to fluff that way, because what tree do you ever find in the forest where the where the branches are literally sticking straight up?
The one in the forest near your mom's house, apparently.
Yeah, I think so. So instead of making them stick straight up, I actually have them, I looked at trees out in the yard and out in the forest when we were on walks, and I was like, that's why this doesn't look real, because they shouldn't stick straight up, because they don't do that in nature. Have the little branch to where it just kind of is at an angle.
More like it would be in real life,
angled
right?
out and then kind of down, and it should have some imperfections in there. So I think trying to make it look too perfect actually like makes it look fake rather than real. So go look at a tree if you happen to have some pine or some evergreens near you. Go look at the branches and go look at the way that they're set up, and then just replicate that look, because that will help you have a much more authentic look with your Christmas tree.
Now we're to my favorite tip, which also works for Thanksgiving and other holidays, which is don't overstuff.
Yes, overstuffing is not usually a good thing.
No.
Unless it's free and they say overstuff your cart, then we can stuff as much as we want it.
Yes.
But until that day happens, overstuffing generally isn't a good thing. I know that it is definitely a style to have the tree overstuffed with ornaments, and a lot of people love to put all the branches and the bows and all the stuff. And if you're one of those people and you enjoy your tree like that, then I say power to you. Enjoy your tree however you will most enjoy it. But I have found for me personally that I just don't enjoy that look. And a lot of times in the past when I've tried to kind of really just crowd the tree, I find that every time I see Christmas tree tips on how to decorate them, that's like the #1 tip. Make sure you have ornaments all the way inside the tree. Make sure you decorate on all sides, even if no one will see it. Have sticks in there and bows. And I mean, it doesn't feel authentic to my personal style. And that's what I think is really important, is that when you're trying to create a Christmas tree look for your home, you really need to think about what makes you tick and what you really enjoy. For me, I like a more minimal style. So I don't put out all the ornaments that we even own, because it's too many for me. I like keeping it very minimal, and we do have some ornaments that I've ordered that will be going on this tree, so I won't be able to show you all of that today. You'll need to stay tuned to make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss out on the upcoming home tour where we show you all this room and the rest of the house decorated for the holidays. But I think that you're allowed to understuff your tree. You're even allowed to leave off, dare I say it, sentimental ornaments.
Can't believe you said that. I'm done.
So I'm gonna tell you something that is gonna sound really, really weird, but you are allowed to not put a topper on the top of your tree. I know I kind of alluded to that earlier.
Christmas Santa Rules 101.444 says you must have a star on top.
No,
It's the only
or
way.
an angel. Why? I get that that's like somebody's tradition, but it doesn't have to be yours if you don't want one. I spent all of last year so frustrated trying to find something to put on the top of the Christmas tree, because I feel like it's supposed to be there. And I was finally like, you know what? I'm just not gonna put something up there. It doesn't have to. You don't have to have something on top. You just going back to that idea of understuffed. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to put a single ornament on it. I mean, I've actually talked about that. But I just love the tree so much that you could just leave it with nothing even on it. That is an option.
Yeah, there are no rules when it comes to this. We've lived in other countries, and guess what? They don't always put ornaments on them.
No.
Sometimes they don't. They definitely don't put something on top. So I think it's more of a traditional thing, and we absolutely love, because we love that more Scandinavian look with our Christmas trees. We love a more natural, organic look. And so sometimes it's just a personal choice. But for us, if you feel guilty and you feel like you can't find the ideal one, just try going topless. I wasn't even planning it, it just came out.
Okay, so we're talking about the top, now let's talk about the bottom. There's so many options out there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I kind of feel like I don't really like many of them, to be perfectly honest. I know that the little wicker basket things have gotten really popular, and I don't really love the collars. I feel like they're like the wrong shape. I really like something like that would be more like a basket, or it would be in a planter. Again, that goes back to our time in Europe. That's more European, because a lot of times they actually buy just a planted tree that you can now take in put in the planter, and then we've done that every year we've been here. We have them in the house during the winter and during the holidays, and then afterwards we plant them in the yard.
Yeah.
So I think that is a good option. Now, this baby is humongous. And
Yeah,
the base
really
of it is like this big.
Yeah.
So what would I do for this one? I haven't decided 100%, but I'm definitely looking for a tree skirt that looks more sophisticated. The tree collars, just to me, they just feel like the wrong shape, and I've never bought one.
Yeah.
I've never bought one. I just feel like they just feel off to me.
You've had them in the cart many times.
Every time we go,
just
yep.
Got rid of them right last
I'm
second.
like, I don't know. It's just such a weird shape to me. A basket goes the other direction. So if you think about what it would look like if it was actually planted inside of it, it wouldn't be that shape. So I think that's why for me, if I want it to look real, then I want to take away the items that would make it look fake, which would be that tree collar.
That's
because
you would never use that
nobody
in the real
would
world.
nobody would use that on a real tree, or else, I mean, maybe they would, but we wouldn't. So I think looking at materials like, I maybe just ordered a boucle one, some faux fur, tweed. I think those kind of sophisticated materials, if you're trying to create a little bit more sophisticated, elevated feel.
This next one is one of the most impressive things that you do at Christmas time. And when we first got together, the first year you were like, oh, I picked out the paper for this year. And I'm like, picked out the paper? You just use whatever's there. You do an amazing job with this.
I geek out over this. This is like childlike pleasure, choosing the paper for the year. But it is something that I just really enjoy. I really enjoy picking out the colors. Again, it goes back to the idea of having the theme and having everything picked out, and really taking the time to enjoy the pleasure of creating this thing for your home. So definitely think through your paper and your ribbons. It's a big part of how the Christmas tree will feel. So if you like something that's cute and fun paper is just gonna play that up. And if you're looking for something that's more sophisticated, a white paper with a black bow is always gonna be gorgeous. Last of all, let's talk about flocking. Okay, we never had to deal with the whole flocking thing because we've been overseas for over a decade, and they don't offer flocked trees unless you live in a snowy area and you get one with the snow on it.
With real snow.
With real snow. But that whole flocking thing, I don't know if there's anything that you could do to your tree that will make it look less real. I mean, it really makes it feel fake, because how would you have snow lingering on your tree inside your living room? I mean, there's no way that can be real. So I think that if you're wanting to create an authentic look to your holiday, flocking it is not the way to go. Now, we've spray painted trees in the past. When we did Haley's room, we spray painted it hot pink. It's even on the channel. You just go back to some of the oldest videos we ever posted, and we spray painted her Christmas tree that year.
Oh my gosh,
hot pink. So it's not that we're opposed to the idea of getting creative with your Christmas tree, but if you're trying to create an authentic, really warm, cozy, just real look to your tree, flocking it's gonna just kind of kill that, because it's not gonna look real. And if you're like us and you borrow a flocked tree, you will learn to hate them, because they make the biggest mess.
That is the new F word in this family. It's flocking. Oh my gosh.
Where do you come up with this stuff? My gosh.
There's not a lot going on in there. There's just this machine. It's crazy.
I really hate that stuff.
I know.
I really, really hate it.
And unless you keep your house at 28 degrees and the windows open, it doesn't make sense. So,
it just doesn't. And
so
I've even like bought the flocking stuff, and I've tried it on like little projects, and I'm like, oh, last year we sprayed it on the lights, and it was a nightmare. Fake snow, flocking, no.
Nope, we tried it on everything.
Yeah, it was like, oh yay, we're in America, let's try new things that we've never tried, and it's like, no. We're just not gonna do that again. We hope that today's video has obviously given you a good laugh, helped you to have a little bit of fun.
So thanks so much for stopping by today. We always love it when you drop by. We're gonna grab our coffee.
Yes. So make sure you stay tuned to hit subscribe so you can see when we have this fully decorated and the whole room. I'm like, I get to see it, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait for you to see everything all put together. So yeah, we're excited. We hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
There's a deer out there. Look.
Oh.
Just literally
he's
out
got
in our
antlers. Oh. That's how we do Christmas here.
Yeah, we actually have real reindeer in our yard.
Yeah, that's how I like to go over the top.
Thank you.
Santa comes next week.
Cue the
By the way. He'll be set
reindeer.
up
There's
out back.
literally a deer. It's behind the bushes. We
Snow
can't show
starts in
people.
23 minutes, by the way.
Perfect.
Topless in regard.
Moving right
In
along.
regards to the tree. I really didn't
Moving
plan
right
that.
along. Okay.
He's gonna start flocking.
No.
No, we're not flocking. What's that? Fluffing. The other F word, fluffing. You're making this so difficult for me. Talking about size and balls and fluffing and flocking.
So we are anti-flocking. If you love a flock tree, just enjoy your flock tree. Just, I don't know what.
Fighting the urge.
Just stop.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and one more. So like PSPS. PSS. So
PSS?
PSS. Ta-ta for now. It's TTFN. Anyway, no. Go down below in the show notes because we just launched a whole series of gift guides over the last few weeks. And if you want to be able to buy stuff like this for the people you love, we have a whole series. So down below, you'll see a link to our gift guide playlist.
Yes. Say hi. Say hi. Can you say hi?
Hi, buddy.
Oh. All right, well, I'm just going to hold him since apparently he wants to be a part of the video.
Apparently for a minute, yeah. I didn't mean it like that.
You liar.
I really didn't. I meant like turn the lights on.
Your face gives it all away.
Sometimes my mouth says stuff and then my brain's like, oh, that was great.
Oh.